If the moon would have become would have been a worldwide hit,
Right.
and the album would have come out and also millions, do you think you'd be another person today then?
I wouldn't be here now. I'm almost positive I wouldn't be here now. I wouldn't have had the career I have. Um, Amazingly, the development between the moon and esoteric is monumental. It's a whole another life before, like several times more than the development of my time I was born to the time I released the moon. So if I had reached a major level of success, I think the business would not have allowed me to continue to develop. I think it would have put a cap on the top of that. And also looking at that, where what we did in our studios was all the things above, was soul music, was everything. And I remember when doing the record, how they heard the moon, which was on the cusp of like New Jack Swing and that stuff. They fought a lot of the stuff. They fought the hip hop elements we were adding. They fought the soul elements, the live instrumentation elements that we were trying to implement into the music. Because mind you, we've been pulling from Tony and Guy and Jodeci and the Gap Band and all these Earth, Wind and Fire. When I went to the studio, that's what we pulled from everything, and they were fighting it. So I know that one, how it have grown, and then just off of just common sense, look at Warner Brothers has struggled in black music since that time. You can count on one hand how many artists they've broken, especially in soul or R&B music. You can count on two fingers maybe, possibly, And the crazy thing is right after that, Prince left and Tevin Campbell left, So it's best that it probably didn't work out,
Yeah. Okay. Do you think you see that a lot today in today's music, that young stars, they have one album out, it becomes huge, and then their creativity is going downhill?
All the time. I mean, one, because you look at let's take an artist, they've been writing songs for 10 years, and then they get signed, and they do an album, and they take 10 years worth of work, and they make this one album. It's beautiful and it's incredible, and then you give them 6 months to make their next album. Now, how in the world can 6 months of knowledge and material that you write compare to the experiences that you dealt with and wrote for 10 years? You know what I mean? So it's a growth period, it's a maturity period, it's a development period. And just development they don't develop artists anymore. It just doesn't happen. When I first was writing and working with artists, I remember the development stages of it and the time that they were put into, cultivating someone's talent for them to survive through this business, and that's not taught anymore. Now they put a lot of money under you to push you out a certain level, then they take the money out and they see what it does, and if it floats, then they allow it and they make fun of a little money to keep it afloat. But if it sinks, they let you go, and that's why so many people have just this one song or this one album and you never really hear from them again. And it's a sad place, because that person probably could really give us some high levels of inspiration that we won't ever get a chance to hear.